Hello, everyone. This is the final drama video on this topic, but it keeps escalating. It keeps getting crazier, and the Genshin Impact community has imploded again. Now, this isn't the first time this happened, and a lot of the time, it does revolve around Tectone. All right? Now, I want to have a chat about this, and I'm going to say some things that Tectone is not going to like. But I'm also going to say some things that the people he's feuding with are not going to like. And at the end of the day, you're all stupid babies and you need to grow up! And Dad is getting pissed! But at the same time, there are people's livelihoods at stake and under pressure. There are communities that are on fire, with people going into chats and attacking them and harassing them. And at the end of the day, we are all people, and no one needs to deal with that stupid stress and anxiety. It is a waste of our time, and I'm pretty sure we could be doing a lot better with our time. All right? Now, I want to start this off by saying, I am not perfect. I have trolled. I have had minor dramas in the past, one or two. But I will be upfront, and I will start by calling myself out before I call out anyone else. Let's talk about Doro. I know I said I'd talk about myself, but let's talk about Doro, okay? I have made YouTube shorts parodying Doro. I'll show you one right now. But Doro is a very, very positive dude in the community. And I don't think that's a terrible thing. He is an official Genshin Impact partner. And so, is there maybe incentive to be so positive? Potentially. However, things like this lead to issues. So number one, MTash, kind of a jerk. I made a bunch of videos like this, and some of it was honestly just to see how the Genshin Impact community would respond. I never said I'm pretending to be Doro, but I did videos like this.
Linny is the newest character in Genshin Impact 4.0 Fontaine Edition. But did you know that with his charge shot, there's actually 2 levels to it? When you send it out, it will summon this little Grinmalkin cat.
Okay, so they're very upbeat. They're very, very positive. It's a troll. Okay, like, whoa, what will they do next in Genshin Impact Fontaine Edition? And part of this is because I was tilting about Fontaine because I didn't want to swim around. Okay, I've complained a lot about the game, and Fontaine for me was another hit where I was like, damn, this game just is not it for me. And so I made a couple of these on the first few days of Fontaine as a troll, all right? But it was directed at Doro, so, or not directed at Doro, but like, it was a parody of Doro. And so like, did I need to do that? Did someone go into his chat potentially and be like, yo, MTash is making fun of you? Potentially. Even if I didn't say it, I think people can allude to one of the most successful shorts creators on Genshin, me making that, I can understand how that can cause some vitriol in the community, okay? But I wanted to start off with me and Doro, because while everyone is attacking or rebounding on Tectone, at the same time, did Tectone start the drama? Did Tectone start all of the stuff that's going on right now? And I'm not sure what the answer to that is, but you can see from a lot of his content in the last little while, there's a lot of reactions. I mean, how many times has Tectone reacted to me quitting? And it causes people to then comment, hey, I thought you quit. Hey, I thought you quit. Hey, I thought you quit. So even though Tectone and I do get along, if I'm being 100% honest to you, every time he makes one of those videos, I have to go, oh my God, because I have to deal with a bunch of idiots. I thought you quit. I thought you quit. I thought you quit. Even if I didn't say it in a video, if I complain about the game, he makes another video saying, MTash quit. And so, he has to understand that his actions have consequences, and his actions can lead to other people being frustrated. Even me. Now, in the last little while, he has had a lot of drama videos, and they've all done pretty darn good. Creators talking about the 3 wishes, and some of these are just reaction videos about other people talking, right? This one is actually I Win to Lose, having a discussion about it, because I Win to Lose, if you don't know who he is, to Lose Gaming, I mean, I watch like a lot of the videos. I don't watch everything, but I watch a lot of the videos because I like to see what his thoughts are on characters, because a lot of the time I'm wrong. Because I'm dumb. And I Win to Lose puts quite a bit of time and effort into these things, breaking them down, looking at the math, comparing weapons. And so I don't care if you like I Win to Lose. I do. I like his content, and I think that he adds value to the community. And, Tectone was responding to his reactions to the rewards drama. There's a bunch of creators that, whether they've been paid by Hoyoverse or not, some of them are relatively positive to the community, and I would say I Win to Lose is one of them. He doesn't really get into drama, he just makes guides, and he just tries to help people, and he just tries to do builds. And I'm not going to say he's perfect every time, no one is. But is a creator like this like a bad person? I mean, unless there's some secret skeletons in the closet I don't know about, I can't imagine this is anything other than wholesome for the community. All right? But he was also someone that wanted to speak out about the rewards and the BS that is 3 wishes. And at the end of the day, I and many other people think that Genshin is relatively cheap on their rewards. I mean, even in the first couple of anniversaries, I was like, huh? I'm playing some other games and they're giving out like a free 5-star or a weapon or all these things. They're giving us 10 pulls and it's like, really? That seems a little odd. And you can argue, oh, wow, they don't need to do it. But it's still frustrating for some people. And this many years into the game, it still seems like they just don't want to give us anything fun and exciting. Now, Honkai Star Rail gave us Dr. Ratio. And this is also one of the big problems that ignited all this, is Dr. Ratio was a free godly unit. And it's like, Genshin could never. That vitriol has been going on for a while. And, it's almost this ticking time bomb that's been going on. And I know that I said I would talk about Tectone and the start of all this, but it's multifaceted. It's multifaceted because something in a completely different game has sparked the community to rage because it's the same company that made the game. And so between Dr. Ratio, the CN raging about these rewards, things getting unfollowed, there's been a lot of things going on, and Tectone has obviously talked about a lot of this, which also riles up more people and notifies more people, but there's other creators that have done it too. Gotcha Smack has done it, tons of people have been talking about the news, and now I'm piling on and talking about some of it as well, because I think it's hit a new level and a breaking point. But when I look at Tectone's content, I look at some of these things, even just looking at a thumbnail like this, it's hard not to think, damn, is that Tawano? I think that's Tawano. Tawano and Envy, even if someone didn't watch this video, is probably going to look at this and go, uh-oh, what do they do now? What do these guys do now? Just like when they watch a video about me quitting, they go, that idiot quit again. Even if they didn't watch the video, they're like reignited to be mad at me, if that makes sense. And so there's going to be people that, even if Tectone didn't do anything, they start poking the bear as well. So there's the rewards, there's the Dr. Ratio, there's Tectone, there's me complaining about things, but also, if you want to point the finger here, you also need to point the finger here. Ziox, who I would say is in the friend group that is most fighting with Tectone, also made this tweet. The duality of man, showing Doro, one of the most positive people in the community. Whether it's fake or not, I don't give a shit what you think. Doro just seems like a friendly dude to me, alright? Is he getting the bag? Yes. But, like, I just don't like when people pile onto someone. And Doro, if you're watching this, fun fact, my brother actually really likes you. He was like, do you know who Doro is? And I was like, yeah, I know who Doro is. Why? And he said, he just really likes you because you're really, really, like, friendly. He just likes your voice and he just likes you. So there's people out there that like you, and I hope you're doing all right. But then Tectone also gets pumped by this And people are like, I hate Tectone. He's so negative. This guy needs to quit the game. He's a piece of trash. And so, whether he intended it or not, whether it's a joke or not, again, Ziox, massive audience, one of the best guide makers in the game. If you go to Ziox's page, right, YouTube, Ziox posts a video, even if it's a day later than everyone else, and gets hundreds of thousands of views, 400,000 views, 500,000 views on a lot of these videos. So Ziox is huge. And he has to understand that if he makes a comment like this or post like this, number one, haha, pretty funny, the duality of man. But at the same time, there's crazy people that are going to go, screw Doro, he's a Hoyo shill, this guy is sucking on the Hoyo knob. And then they go, screw this guy, he's a jerk that all he does is hate on the game and he's a piece of trash. And they go into his chat as well. And so if 500 people are going into these chats and roasting these creators, it starts to build up this animosity. And then another cheap shot gets thrown. Tectone makes a comment about Doro liking vanilla ice cream, which then goes here. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that there's a lot of innocence here, but I think there is a lot of people reacting to each other and getting mad, and no one, exactly, Deadly Sin says it, no one is a saint. That being said, I think that we also need some maturity in this community, and I think we also need to recognize that maybe some of these people cannot play nice together. Because this isn't the first time that it's happened. And I want to jump over now to Atsu, because he made a post last night, and I was thinking about responding last night, but I wanted to sleep on it. And he said, Genshin's community's experience with Tectone. Having a guy you don't like be obsessed with you, top 10 most horrible experiences in my life. And he goes in. He talks about Tectone and feeling like he's been on this self-destructive drama path. And that all this drama is just terrible. Overall. You can read all this stuff yourself. I don't want to take another 20 minutes to reread it. But he also mentions that he discussed with Tectone a lot of these things, and Tectone just kind of dismissed it and didn't really respond. And I will call out Tectone as well. I jumped in on the Tectone and Atsu drama. They had a big debate on Twitch, and I jumped in the Discord, and I was talking to them because I didn't want people fighting. I don't want drama in the community where everyone is pitchforking and fighting with each other. And if I'm being honest, in that discussion and in that fight, I could hear and sense the frustration in Atsu's voice, because every time he would make an argument, I do think that Tectone would deflect quite a bit, or he would straw man argument his way out of it. And I think that he is very good at doing that. And if I'm being 100% honest with you, I think a lot of his audience does take Tectone's words and they just go, yeah. And as someone who has been in a lot of, I don't know, I've been in law classes. I've been in big arguments and fights in my life. I've been wrong. I think for some reason I have learned slowly over time that, like, maybe I need to take a step back and see what they're saying. And if I'm being honest with Tectone, as someone who I think gets along with him pretty damn good, I have to also call out Tectone and say, I think that sometimes he doesn't step in other people's shoes as much as he should, and doesn't recognize that maybe that other creator isn't as wrestler as he is. And that the community that he's fostering, unfortunately, can sometimes really frustrate others. Right? But at the same time, these other communities have to understand that when they publicly do these things, Tectone is going to defend himself. And it's this cycle, this perpetual cycle, where both sides, they get fed up with each other and they can't leave each other alone. Fob does this. Tectone responds. Everyone sees the response. They get mad at it and they go, okay, now Atsu's talking. And we're right fucking back where we were 2 years ago. And I don't care if you don't like Atsu, or you don't like Zyx, or you don't like Tectone, or you don't like... I don't care at this moment in time. But it's very frustrating being surrounded by a bunch of colleagues that all hate each other. And just will slowly pick at each other bit by bit by bit by bit. It's this passive-aggressive thing. I don't know. It's brutal. It's really frustrating. And, you know, the dad, Tash, is like, grow up! You know, grow up! No one's going to back down at this point because it's like both sides hate each other. And I try to get along with everyone. Like I try to, like, I realize that they're kind of like my colleagues in this and my coworkers in this, and I don't think I'm super close with anyone. And so that's why it's like I'll call out what I see, and it's just a lot of infighting that seems like a waste. Does it lead to money? Oh yeah, absolutely. Tectone's rolling in the cash here from all this drama, and every time someone makes a video, he's gonna make more. He's probably gonna react to this. Maybe he will, maybe he won't, but he wins. He wins from the drama, and if he wants to keep going down this path, he will keep winning from the drama. And in this situation, because of how this community is and the personalities that are in it, I think that the other people participating, I think in a lot of cases, unless they want to monetize it with a YouTube reaction themselves, they just lose. Because every reaction that they do, he can react again, it will rile them up again, a new person gets frustrated or makes a jab, and the cycle continues again. It is a literal money-making, infinite money glitch of drama. And we talked about in the past. If that's someone's livelihood, if that's the thing they want to do, go for it. But I've also seen Tectone make awesome guides. I've also seen Tectone do some cool community stuff. I've seen Tectone talk about lakes in Genshin Impact. I've seen so many different videos out of someone like Tectone. And the path he's going down, if I'm being 100% on you, it's not like the most fun thing to be around for me. And I think that Tectone has a big heart, and I think that he has good intentions. The issue is when he makes a video talking about the rewards and how people should stand up to Hoyoverse. Unfortunately, with some of the comments that get made, some of the other creators do get harassed, maybe more than they should. That being said, I can also understand why some of them get harassed, because they have been paid by Hoyoverse, and people have a harder time trusting them than the loud wrestler who has no affiliation with them and is essentially blacklisted. It's easy to listen to Tectone's arguments or his comments and go, well, why would this guy ever wrong us? Or this guy's 100% right. But there are many situations as well where, you know, some of these creators have talked out about the rewards in the recent days. They have discussed some of these things, whether it's forced to do it or not. And I just feel like people are not, I'm not going to say cancel culture. I'm going to say, I think that everyone is taking everything these people say as either gospel or complete, what's the opposite of gospel? Vitriol or slander or trash. You can say something positive and they're like, you're a shill. You can say something negative and you're like, you're just shilling to your audience because we called you a shill. I don't know. Everyone is attacking these people. And it's just this like never ending loop of chat being trash, content creators being trash to each other. And I don't know how this ends, but it's gone to this point where it just feels so negative to be around it. It feels so, like, it doesn't feel like a community. I look back at the Destiny community back in the day, and we used to all play games together and raid together, and there were some real friendships made. And the Genshin community, for me at least, since day one, has been a place where I have felt like no one likes me. I understand that a lot of things are self-inflicted because, you know, I roast the game and I might not have the favorite personality, but there's a lot of people in the comments, in the Twitch chat, that from day one just hated me. And there was a lot of content creators that were really shitty towards me. And I think that after a while, once people got the chance to talk to me, they realized, like, hey, this guy's, like, pretty chill. And luckily, I can say that I have had interactions with pretty much everyone. Pretty much everyone that is in here. And I've played games with some of them. I've done sponsorships with some of them. I've chatted with them here and there. They've seen a video for me. I've seen a video for them. And I would say that overall, I don't have any, like, animosity for anyone. Can I understand why Tectone might call some of them shills? Or understand some of his arguments against them? There was the Enviosity clip the other day, and I understand Tectone's sides. I talked about it in my video. I reacted to it in my video. If you want to watch it yourself, I talked about it all in here because I was reacting to the Enviosity clip all in here. And I can see why Tectone says some of the stuff he says, but I also see why Enviosity is potentially getting so frustrated. And it just seems like every day there's a new one. So who was it yet? X-Slice. Or Slice. He was tweeting about it too. Yeah, Tenna posted, I've been getting attacked from a certain part of the community saying what happened to the boycott in Genshin. I understand that asking for a boycott and asking for people to not spend money can lead to change in the game, and that's kind of the vibe that's been going on in the community. So when someone like Tenna goes and wails out, which he's done since the beginning of the game, now he's the asshole. Now people are attacking him because it's like, hey, you're not part of the boycott. And again, some people are on vacation. Some people just don't stay on Twitter 24/7. And some people are like, there's a boycott? Right? And so just living their life and doing their thing and trying to build their brand and trying to run their business, they're viewed as the bad guy now. And as I said before, it's this kind of like catching strays mentality. Is unless you're with the loudest group, you're evil. And is Tenna evil? Is Tenna deserve to be harassed and have racial things thrown at him or whatever ended up happening that he's deleting his video? Because, you know, I can understand that if he spends the money and people are calling for a boycott, he's part of the problem. But, like, is Tenna a bad guy? Is he evil? Is he wrong? I just feel like it's like everyone fucking calling each other out here and attacking each other, and it just keeps like evolving and evolving, and then it's just spreading. Like the whole community is shit. Everyone is anxious. Everyone is stressed out now. And guess what? They're not gonna fix the game. What did this accomplish? A bunch of people fighting with each other and negativity. A bunch of people that will never collaborate together and make that cool content because now they're enemies. It's literally on fire over here. And part of me is like, I don't even want to fucking be part of it. I don't think that Genshin will change, because they haven't given any hints or indication that they will. And for the last little while, I've been playing a lot of HSR because, you know, they give free 5-star. They keep adding content that I like. And I think it's just that Genshin is not a game for me, and it's probably not a game for a lot of you. And for many of you, you just need to move on. You just need to accept that it's not your game, like I've been trying to, even though I still have crippling addiction. And I feel like at this moment in time, with all of this escalating once again, I don't know how it gets fixed. The community is so at odds. And unless someone just says, I was wrong about everything, I did everything wrong, it was all my fault, it won't fix it. And even if they do say that, the other side might not accept it. I honestly think that it is beyond the point of fixing. And if it's gonna be like that, I'm just gonna kind of keep to myself, do my thing. But I don't know, I might have to start muting a lot of these names and Genshin and things like that, because it's like, I just don't want to see someone calling out someone else anymore. I'll call you all out. At this moment in time, I think that, you know, this group of people, you know, Dish, Envy, all them, I don't think they like Tectone. But I think that Tectone didn't make friends. I don't think that Tectone made any friends with that group. He made jokes about the picking mint and berries, and here, let me explain this. I'll do the big call out on Tectone. And I'm gonna do the big call out on them, and then we're gonna end this video. If you go to my channel and you look at my most viewed videos, all right, I made this video. Tectone relentlessly trolled this video. He sent hundreds and hundreds of people my way calling me a dog shit creator, because it's like, obviously, all he did is tell you to upgrade your artifacts and level up your skills. Like, obviously do that. But if you go look at the comments on this video, the amount of people that are like, what the hell? You can upgrade your talents? What? I didn't know you could do that. The amount of comments that are in here that are like, I had no idea. Oh my god, this helped so much. This changed everything for me. Is shocking. And when we had our debate, because there's like the Tectone kind of debate that we had, confronting Tectone. And if you want to go watch this hour-long thing, we talked about a lot of this stuff. And how I said, I think that you attacked me early on. I didn't say shit, but it caused this rift between us. And he even makes a comment in this video, I believe, or it was at some point during the stream, where he said, you know what? Part of me didn't understand how big, like, the casual audience is, and you tapped into it, and, like, it's brilliant, essentially. And, like, did I make a video for casuals? Yeah. Because I know that that's, like, the large majority is, like, people don't play every game, and this is their first gacha game, and they might not understand all these different things. But we got over it. And we moved on. And we squashed it, and, like, we've been fine ever since. But as someone that is good with Tectone, and we don't fight anymore, I can still recognize that sometimes he is a bit of a dick. He was a dick to me. He was a big dick. A juicy dick. And he caused me stress, and he frustrated me, and I felt like he was an asshole. And I would roast him back. And luckily, we were able to discuss things, and we were able to get over it. But I do see that some people can't get over it. And they can't discuss like this. And they don't even want to discuss like this and squash it. Because maybe it's been going on for so long, they're just like, I hate this guy. And he needs to accept that as well. Every comment about envy just picking mint and berries. While it might seem like a little joke or a little meme, it also alludes to the fact that it's like, this free-to-play guy, all he does is pick mint and berry, and that's the only way he keeps his channel alive. And it's again, it's not the exact words he says. It's the interpretation of all the thousands of people watching that snowballs it. And so I think that Tectone made enemies with a lot of people in this community. And if you go and you look at like Asian guy Genshin or ancient guy stream drama, like I think it'll pop up here. Goose Egg and Tectone drama about Asian guy stream, like they were going back and forth over and over and over again. And a lot of these people are friends, but like it's just tons of different interactions over the years that have caused them to really be enemies. And I don't think they'll ever fix it. But they also sometimes throw shots back, and they will call him out as well. And I just feel like for as much as Tectone may have caused some enemies, I question if also sometimes the sarcastic joke or the jokes that he makes are also spun and ignited by chat and made worse. And I question, are some of these negative interactions and some of these things, it didn't have to be this way. You know what I mean? It's almost like I think we let these communities win. I think we let the jabs win, and it's been this like pain point for such a long time that I think that it can't be fixed. But I do see Tectone as someone that he did burn some bridges, and I do think that because he's so vocal and he's so loud and he's so abrasive, that he hurt some feelings of some people that are probably a little bit softer than myself. And I think that with all the other factors and the fact that it's public, the fact that it's viewers and commenters and reactions, it's gotten to this place where even if Tectone apologizes, many of them probably won't accept. And even if they do accept, they'll never be friends. And I think we honestly need to just move on at this point and just be like, there's two sides to the Genshin world. There's Tectone and his side, which is huge. And then there's the Envies, the Atsus, the other ones. And I think that we're going to have to just accept that this community is probably fucked. As crazy as it is. I thought as I discussed this, I'd have some like epiphany or this like moment where I was like, do you know what? I think I can fix it, but I can't. It is literally on fire. And I don't know where to stand. I don't know where to be for myself. Part of me wants to make guides, but I shit at that. Part of me wants to do drama because there's so much of it, but I don't like that. I just kind of want to play video games and vibe. Maybe I'll be the ultimate fence sitter. I think both sides have dished out some drama here and there. But I do think that, unfortunately, Tectone sometimes doesn't realize how his words come across. And I hope that in the future, whether he wants to change or not, he recognizes that sometimes being right isn't worth it if it's going to really hurt a lot of people. And dying on the hill sometimes isn't worth losing friends. Tectone and I get along, but I do think that with Tectone, if I'm being honest with you, buddy, I would not want to poke the bear. Does that make sense? We get along really well, and even this feels dicey. But I think that if we can call each other friends, then a friend would call out the friend. And I think sometimes you get into the content, you get into the wrestler, and I understand that it makes money and it makes views, but is it always worth it? Is it worth it sometimes? Like, it just seems like there's just so much, like, whether they're giving it back to you or not, but you have to understand that, like, some of this is your fault. But also, doing this, it ignites it as well. You know, they're not blameless, they're not victimless, or what do you even call it? Like, it is both sides. But Atsu called Tectone about this long ago. I mediated it, and it never really was remedied. It was a large discussion that was a lot of deflection, if I'm being honest with you. And I don't know. It's just frustrating because it's like, holy shit, we're back here again, fighting about the same stuff again. It just doesn't feel worth it for me anymore. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to even think about this shit. It just seems such a waste of my life. But I have to a little bit because it's like all my colleagues doing it. It's just unfun to be around. So, anyways, I gotta go do some other stuff for a bit, and I'm gonna come back later, and we're gonna get a 5-star in Genshin Impact because of the new monthly wishes, and I'm gonna log into HSR, and we're gonna do a little bit of that, and then we're gonna play Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. So I'll be streaming, in another hour and a bit, but I like Tectone. He's made me laugh. I like Tectone, but I don't like the way he acts sometimes, and I don't like the fact that with a lot of the other community, because I get along with Tectone and we did squash our beef, I think that I've been also outcast a little bit from them. It's like I can't be too close to Atsu or Dish or all these people because it's like, well, I don't hate Tectone, and that's like a weird situation to be in. You know what I mean? I wish I could get along with them all. Content creation, at least for me, is a very lonely world. And I've never felt lonelier than covering this game. Because it's not a co-op game where I can play PvP or raids with my friends, really. And coming from Destiny, where I had tons of friends that I played with, I came to a community where a lot of people were, like, quite terrible. And I don't have any close friends in the Genshin community where I'm, like, chatting with all the time and, like, friends with all the time. And when I got into content creation too, I told the story, is like a lot of my friends that I played hockey with really, really attacked me, and we stopped being friends. I was also a young dad, and when people found out that I was having a baby, they, like, bullied the shit out of me, of like, you knocked your girlfriend up. And I lost a lot of friends through that as well. And I wish that things played out differently so that I could be closer with a lot of the people in this community and have those relationships, because I do cherish those things quite a bit. But instead, it just feels like a bunch of fucking kids fighting. And I can't be friends with any of them. Because if I do, then someone else gets mad, and it's just... tough spot. See you guys.